Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24, created about 2026 season upgrade. I keep calling it the team. Here we are with Aston Martin, and it's our second race now, round 2. We're heading to China for a sprint weekend on our relaunched 1.2 series system. So let's jump. So, China is our opening Grand Prix. Let's go full screen. There we go. China is our Grand Prix for tonight. Hopefully we will not have any crashes like we did last night, and we'll actually be able to do the sprint and the Grand Prix without having to redo any of them. But you never know. Not the smoothest launch to a series last night, with the race crashing about 2/3 of the way through. But we are to expect these kind of little issues cropping up from time to time when we start using certain mods. So it is what it is. Hopefully we'll be nice and smooth for a while before we get another crash, but you never know. If you did miss yesterday's race, I have added bookmarks, chapters to each of the different areas. So getting everything set up, creating Cadillac, the pre-season stuff, each practice session, qualifying, the race, the post-race stuff. They're all set with chapters and bookmarks now for easy navigation, and I'm going to do that going forward with each of our live streams. I'll go in afterwards and put chapters in so that anyone who wants to watch it back or go to a specific point will have an easier window to navigate in. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. Evening Dino, evening Farah, hello to everyone else who is lurking in the chat as well. Please, as always, do feel free to say hello, and if you have any questions, ask away. No worries at all about not being here yesterday, Farah. I've not streamed because I've been too tired. I almost fell asleep at the end of the stream myself last night. I was that tired at the end of it. So, yeah, don't worry about that. And let's get going with tonight, shall we? We've got 4 days to go until China itself. So, I don't know if there's anything that actually is going to happen between now and then. We've got another chassis. Is that our 4th chassis? It is. We're not going to have any new parts in time for this Grand Prix. As you can see, we are building a couple of parts. We've got a couple of underfloors coming. Oh, and actually, no, tell a lie. We have got new parts coming. They've just dropped. So we'll have those for Alonso tonight, but not for Stroll. And then if Stroll behaves himself, then we might give him those for Japan afterwards. We'll see whether he behaves himself tonight or not. So let's go ahead and actually fit those to Fernando, and that will give him a fully spec'd Mark II car. And it'll still be a terrible car, but it won't be quite as bad as it was. There we go. I don't think we've made a massive difference in performance between our two cars, but we'll have a quick look just to see what kind of changes we have made. So we want to go to car 2. I'm hoping for a bit of a downforce boost. So we're getting a little bit of speed, tiny bit of speed there. A decent amount of acceleration though. 0.003G is nothing to be sniffed at. We'll take that. No change to straight mode because not affected by the underfloor or the side pod. So you can see our low speed's gained quite a nice little bit there. Quite happy with that. 0.03G. Medium speed's gained about the same, and high speed has gained over 0.06G, which is very nice indeed. And we've also gained an extra 2% and change on our dirty air performance. Engine cooling was also improved by about 5.5%. So, and we can see we've taken some more weight off the car as well. So, yeah, not a bad little improvement there. Whether or not we can get anything really good out of Fernando here remains to be seen. But look at that. All of a sudden, we have the best cooling on the grid. Do we really? Do we really have the best cooling on the grid? I am very, very curious about that. We will do a quick check in the database Do I want France versus Spain updates? Upgrades. Yeah, by all means, chuck them in. I will not be streaming tomorrow night because the England game kicks off when I would normally start streaming. So, at the risk of splitting the audience and also not really being able to concentrate properly, I'm just not going to stream tomorrow. We'll watch the England game. Well, I'll watch the England game instead, and then we'll pick up again on Thursday as normal. So, where were we? Oh, yes. We were going to advance a couple more days, weren't we? Oops, something purple. Another counter offer from Stroll. We are trying to get his contract bill down a bit. Oh, wow, that's suddenly shot up. Now he wants 2 seasons and extra cash and a huge signing, but yeah, he can get stuffed with that. That's no, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. The whole point of me doing this was to get his wage bill down as much as I possibly could. I mean, this is what his current wage bill is costing me at 12 mil for the rest of the year. It's costing me $1 million a month. If I can get that down, even by 100 grand, that would be a bit of a success, I think. But I'd like to pay him as little as possible because he is a liability. So, let me see what happens if I offer to drop him. I don't think he's going to like that at all, is he? No, he's not. Worth a try. Not going to put him in Fernando's car. Not a chance. So let's go back to the 10 mil. Let's try that. I think that's pretty much what I offered him last time, but we'll try it again. Determined to get him to accept less money. His overall mentality is negative at the moment. We might have to try again in a month or two when the car is a little bit better. Something purple in the inbox again. Oh, great. Engineer attention. Is that Fernando? Shit, it is. All right, intervene and hope that things get better. Fantastic. It's all kicking off, isn't it? So current standings, a reminder. Here we can see George leads after winning the opening Grand Prix. Oscar is second. Charles Leclerc is third. Then we've got Hamilton fourth. Norris fifth. Max sixth. Antonelli seventh. Then it's Hadjar, Albon and Gasly. They're the 10 scorers of points so far. In terms of the constructors, McLaren top with 31 points. But Mercedes top with 31 points. McLaren right behind them, just 3 points behind with 28 points. And Ferrari on 27. So very, very close at the top of the constructors. We don't have one breakaway runner just yet. Red Bull are lagging a little bit in 12th with 12 points there. Then we've got Williams with 2 points and Alpine with a point. We're still all the way down here, but we're in 10th, which is our target for the season. So that's probably as high as we're going to get, unless something magical happens. Let's take a look at the Grand Prix targets and stuff. It's going to be cold, apparently, so maybe tyres might be a bit tricky. 19.7 degrees. Now, we were told cold yesterday, and while it did get a little bit cold at times, it was warmer than we were expecting. So, yeah, maybe we'll have the same again. Let's take a quick look at the actual forecast. So 19 degrees on Friday. Very warm for the sprint and then for qualifying for the Grand Prix afterwards, and then back to cool temperatures on Sunday again. Interesting. All right, let's have a check. I want to see if we really are number one at something, because I'd be amazed if we were. So let me open on the display. There we go. Let me open up Opera. Let me open up the database editor. There it is. And we will load our save. And let's just take a quick look at performance. There we go. So, there you can see the difference between our two cars. So Fernando's car is now better than both of the Cadillacs, which is to be expected with those new upgrades that we dropped on. And what I need to see is not there, it's here, isn't it? So, engine cooling. No, we're not the best, but we're almost the best. We're almost there. 48.96% against 49.18% for Mercedes. So we're second in engine cooling. But we're terrible in high speed. We're 10th out of 11. 10th out of 11 in medium speed and low speed as well. We are... Oh, wow. Look how bad our acceleration is against everybody else. Wow, our acceleration is 25%. 25% against 65 for Mercedes and 52 at the bottom here for Cadillac. That's a massive deficit. That's really going to hurt us more than anything else. I think that's going to hurt us the most. That and our lack of engine power. We're 80% with the Honda engine. We're bottom in top speed by about 4.5% over Cadillac. And we're down about 4.5% again in DRS, or straight line mode. Dirty air, we're in 8th, as we are in tyre wear. So at least we're not bottom in a couple of things. Or right near the bottom. But yeah, car's not looking great, is it? So... let's take that into account with our targets. I think 18th is definitely doable for Fernando, especially with those two new upgrades. And then I think we have to go 21st for Stroll again. He's got negative mentality. We've got him doing sponsor stuff as well, as you can see, which is hurting his mentality twice. So... yeah, it's not going to be a great weekend for him. And, of course, we've now got issues between Fernando and Andrew Vizard as well, which really doesn't help. But that's it for our targets. Let's make our way over to China.
We're just getting settled here in Shanghai, ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. A visit to Shanghai International Circuit can only mean it's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. This state-of-the-art track combines high G-force corners with one of the longest straights on the calendar. And with space for up to 200,000 spectators, not a minute of action will be missed.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
Stay with us then, as the weekend gets underway.
That is interesting. I need to speak to Onion about that. Give me 2 seconds. Right, before I forget, because Little Onion has done the face mod pack, which has added in hair for Liam Lawson. But we just saw a cap on Liam Lawson there. So clearly there is conflict between the team cap mod that's part of the pack, part of the update, the 1.2 update, and with the face pack. That's separate. So I've just messaged Onion to let him know, because I would forget if I did it later. So, right. Into practice we go. Let's bring the camera back up. There we go. And I'll close that down. Right. So, we've got one session to get the car set up as best we can. We're going to overfuel. so that we can run. Could it cause a crash? No, it won't cause a crash. It'll be a loading order thing. So it'll be loading the team caps over the top the caps will take priority over the face pack. So Lawson won't get his hair. He'll just keep wearing a cap, and that'll probably be the same for Porsche, who also has a team cap, and possibly Jack Doohan as well. Not sure about Jack Doohan. I think Jack Doohan actually had a shaved head last time. I can't remember if he had a cap or not. So we'll see on that. Right, 25 laps on this car as well. We're going to be calling them in after the first run to make tweaks, and then we won't have enough fuel to keep them out until the flag when we send them back out again. It's only about 16 laps around here if you want to do 2 separate runs. So 25 laps after we call them in straight away from feedback should cover them for the rest of the session. We want a fairly low front wing. We're going to go with a 3. Going to go with an 11.5 on the rear wing. We're going to go out to a 2.8 on the roll bar, and then something like this over here. And I'm going to do the same setup on both cars because I don't have a lot of banked setups in my head around this circuit that are easily distinguishable from each other. So this will get us in the ballpark. It might even possibly be correct. So it's a good place just for us to go as a starting point. There we go. And with that, let's hit the track. A penalty for Spain. Interesting. I think that's the last thing you want us to go down to Spain. They'll just pass the ball around and make it really hard for you to actually get possession. It's one of their signature moves, isn't it?
Yeah, very check, very good.
So, new stuff. New stuff came today.
Loud and clear. And try and get some brake time before you
let's go
start
50-50
the push.
on this one. There we go. So, I got the final edition cap from Michael Schumacher. His 7-time world champion cap. Even says final edition on the back with his signature above as well. Really, really nice cap, and very, very prominently seen on television back when he was in his last year or so at Ferrari. So that to me is just one of those easily identifiable caps for Michael Schumacher. So as soon as I saw one that I could get that wasn't going to be ridiculously expensive, and by that I mean somebody was trying to sell it for about £65. Someone else was trying to sell one for about £70-80. I got that for 20. So I consider that money well spent. And then on top of that, second Jordan arrived. Now these turned up really quickly. I bought these yesterday morning. I paid for them at midday, and they arrived today at about less than, not even that, maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So just over 24 hours later, they were in my possession. And the first of the 2 cars that came is the 1999 Jordan, as driven by Damon Hill. You can just about see the stripes on his helmet there. And this has a different variation of the Hornet design on the front of the nose, because the 98, which I repaired, actually has a bigger area here on the nose. So like the whole front part here of the nose is kind of like the face, and then the body extends a bit further, and then you get a little gap, and then you get the white wings kind of spread to about here, whereas it's a much more compact design on the 99 and 2000 car. I think there might even have been a slight variation between 99 and 2000 as well. So we got that, and then one for Farah. Let's put McNish up there. Just for you, Farah. It's Lewis Hamilton's first car, his 2007 McLaren, and box is in really good shape. Sometimes with the cheaper purchases, you see the boxes are falling to bits, like those two Jordans, but this box is actually in really good shape. But not so bothered about the boxes, because eventually they're all going to come out of their boxes and go onto plinths. But yeah, this is really, really clean. No real damage to it whatsoever, that I can tell. Everything looks to be intact. The model itself is actually clean, because a couple of those Jordans I had were absolutely filthy. 35 quid. Bargain. Absolute bargain. Because Hamilton cars tend to go for a lot more than that. Average price I've seen for the 2007 Lewis Hamilton McLaren is around about 80 quid. I got that for 35, and I got the other Jordan for 25. So again, you'll see some crazy pricing on those. But yeah, they are the latest additions to the collection. Are they overpriced? It's difficult to say. I mean, they're not available anymore, so price then becomes a bit more subjective. Condition of boxes can play a big factor. Some people do try and charge a ridiculous amount of cash for some models, and there are some models that were very limited runs, which are, you know, horrifically expensive, both when they were first purchased and now that they're not available anymore and they're only on the second-hand market. But I wouldn't say that car for Hamilton's particularly overpriced at 80 quid. That seems to be the market average, not just for him, but for cars in really, really good condition. So I could have expected to pay over 50 quid for that car comfortably. Yeah, that's 55. So I'm very, very happy. Very happy indeed. Because it was a bit of a bargain. I could quite easily have had to pay twice that to get that car in that condition. But I've become very good at sniffing out the bargains. You know, the cars that are in really good shape or in mint condition, but are cheap. And it's just basically just trawling and looking and trying to find them at a good price without paying what people want for them. You know, it's not being afraid to make an offer as well on some of them. Like that that Schumacher cap. Say one guy was selling his for 65 on a buy it now auction. The other one was selling theirs for 30, and I made an offer for 20, and my offer was accepted at 20. So, you know, I saved a tenner on the asking price and got it, you know, for a third of the price that someone else was trying to hawk the same cap for. So it's looking around. There are generally multiple versions or multiple listings of the same cars over and over again for, you know, different people trying to sell theirs. And some people are trying to sell them as a business. Some people are just trying to clear out a collection. Some people have just, you know, had them, or, you know, come into them. Maybe they've inherited them and don't want them, and they're just trying to get rid of them. And it's those ones where I can generally find the bargains. So, like Alan McNish, this is flawless. The seals are still on this box. It's never been opened. It's in absolutely immaculate condition. You could easily expect to pay close to £100 for that. you know, from someone who's channel is business. Maybe even more than that, but I got it for 30. You know, it's finding the right cars from the right sellers, and not always just going, well, that's the market rate.
Anything we
so
can help you with?
that's how much I should be paying. It's getting them as cheap as possible. Otherwise,
Yeah, copy.
collection hobby becomes very, very unmanageable very quickly. Right, we're at 78 and 72. Work is needed to be done on both of these setups. Let's call them both in and see what we can do. So, yeah, I mean, the most expensive car I've bought by far and away is the Ferrari 641. I paid 290 in total for
Brilliant.
that Ferrari and the Schumacher limited edition world champion model. And on top of that, I also got the case that Ferrari came in, and I got a poster and an old 1950s or 1960s auto car magazine as well.
Turn the pit limiter on. Stop on the marks, find boost out rev, switch off.
Which also came bundled in as little bonus extras. But basically, I'd agreed a price, and then because of the way eBay adds its buyer protection fee on, and the fact that the guy was going to give me free shipping, and then I got charged for shipping as well. Instead of paying $275, I ended up paying like $292, which is why I got those extras: the case, and the magazine, and the poster. But it was a dual lot, so it was £40 was my offer for the Schumacher Ferrari, and then $235 for the Mansell Ferrari. And yeah, finding that particular Ferrari for less than 500 quid in good condition is a challenge. So I'm very, very pleased that I was able to get it. While it has some minor damage, I was more than okay with the damage that was on it. It wasn't gonna destroy the look of the car. It's one wheel that is slightly iffy. And so I was okay with paying, you know, what I paid for a car that is so hard to get hold of, because it was, again, made in very limited runs. So the only people that are selling them want a lot of money for them. And I've seen people trying to get over £1,000 for the car that I've got. I paid 230 for. Am I interested in the Lego F1 cars? No, not really, because for me, it's the very antithesis of what an F1 car should look like in Lego. F1 cars are all about clean, smooth lines, not lots of bumps and brick marks. And yeah, I mean, I like the idea, and I can see the appeal of building the cars, but as a model that is going to go down onto a display, for me personally, as more of a design ethic purist, I appreciate the form of the car above all else in some respects. It feels very weird to then have, well, where is this setup going? It can't be a 12, could it? It might be a 12. I really don't know where I'm going with this setup. I'm going to try that. I don't know if that's going to be right. I don't think it is. That looks a little bit better. We'll try that. And like I said, they look a lot of fun to build. And I'm sure, if you're into Lego, then they would be amazing models to have as part of a display and a collection. But I'm not really that into Lego models. Yeah, when I have a model, I want it to look as close to the real thing as possible. And with the best will in the world, Lego stuff just doesn't look as close to the real thing as possible, because by its very design, it's Lego. It's blocky. It's going to have little, nodules sticking out all over the place. It's going to look like a toy rather than a collection. A collectible, a miniature. I mean, that's how I see them. So, yeah, I can see the fun in building them, and I would love to build a couple of them, but I wouldn't want to pay however much they cost to buy them, to build them, and then just do nothing else with them. I don't think I'd enjoy looking at them. I'd enjoy building them, and then I would probably not want to do much with them. I probably wouldn't even have them on display anywhere. So, yeah, it's one of those strange, weird things. The Lego cars, F1 cars are insanely popular, but for me, they just don't do it for me. But I would like to build one at some point. I don't know, maybe at some point, if the channel gets big enough, if the Patreon takes off when I get that fully configured, just still got work to do on that. Maybe we could do a live build of an F1 car and then maybe give it away to one of the Patreon subscribers. I don't know. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. But it's something to think about for the future. And then I get the fun of building one of those cars and then give it to somebody who'd actually appreciate having it on the shelf.
Tire temps stabilized or not yet?
Alright, hopefully our feedback scores will be good. 77. Damn it. I need to keep him out. I need him to spend more time on track because he's running those new parts, so getting him up to 100 is going to be much harder than Stroll. Let's see how Stroll does. He's not much better either, 79%. Wow, I don't normally struggle this much to get these cars in the window at this circuit.
Yeah, copy that.
Maybe it's just one of those things because this is such a bad car that it's going to have a knock-on effect on actually getting it set up. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I noticed yesterday, watching back the intro to the video, that the music was quite loud and drowned me out in a couple of places at the start of the video. So I've dialed the music volume down a little bit. But, do I need to increase the volume of my microphone at all? Or is it good?
Okay, checkered flag.
All right, we had some rookies running. Matteo De Palo having a run for McLaren. Fornaroli also getting a run out as well. Who else was in the car as a rookie? Let's see. Rafa Kamara. I'm just looking, making sure that I don't miss... what's his name? Forgot his name already. Oh, God. The young Japanese driver who I forgot to mention yesterday. I can't remember his name already. I can see his face. I can't remember his name. Dino, help. Iwasa. Ayumu Iwasa. Yeah, we missed him yesterday. He didn't actually get a drive today. Right, that is the end then of practice. We have got some work to do with these setups. We're going to have to go blind into qualifying and hope that whatever changes we make work. But if they don't, we're likely to start near the back of the grid for the sprint. So we might just start from the pit lane to try and make further changes. We'll see how we go. But we're going to pop a quick break and then we'll be back for qualifying for the sprint.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us and we're raring to get going.
Okie-dokie. Let's see what we need to do to get these cars working as intended. Does not help me that much. Maybe it's a 4.6. That is not going to be a 4.6 because the only way I can get the camber. Oh wait, and I'm looking at braking stability. That might be then. So if we do that, and then that's going to have to go up there. Bring this up. Can't be 4.6. It's got to be a 2.8 or a 1.9. I'm going to go with a 1.9 on this. Push that up like that. Let's take that up. That shouldn't be a 4. Let's take it to a 3.5. There we go. Let's go all the way up with that. So we've got a good gap there, small gap there, small gap there. Good, good. That might work. It's a shot in the dark, a roll of the dice, and what other sort of metaphors you want to use. I think this one might be a 1.9 as well. That is way too high, which means that's going to come right down. That stays where it is. Let's try that. So we've got an okay kind of gap there. Hopefully that's a big enough gap there. Yeah, I'll try that. That puts that slightly better and that's slightly smaller. Hopefully that's okay. That looks good. And that's still where it needs to be. Yeah, real shot in the dark with this, but let's see if it works. As we head out for our one and only qualifying session. We're not likely to make it out of Q1. Williams of Carlos Sainz. Wrong button. There we go. Let's keep an eye on tyre temps, see if they do actually warm up. Because we had problems with that yesterday. 72 for Stroll. Stroll's tyres not warming up very quickly. In comparison to Fernando, anyway. Imagine we're looking at a 90, maybe 95 degree turning on point for these tyres. I don't know if Stroll's going to get there. Fernando might. Where is Stroll right now? It's not too much further ahead. Tyres are at 86. Oh, he's locked up. God damn it. How can you lock up when you're travelling at 30 miles an hour in a Formula 1 car? Well, it's one way to try and warm your tyres up, I suppose, but not the best way.
Clear ahead. Charge off and we'll push.
I wonder if, ironically, that has actually made him have a better chance in the opening sector. His tyres did just about get up to temperature there into turn 1. Whereas Alonso's will not make it into turn 1 at temp. They probably won't get there till they reach the end of the first sector. That's very weird. Bit of traffic to get through. There's a whole load of traffic to get through. Still, those tyres are not up to temperature. Now they're switching on through the S's. All right, there we go. Right. So, Stroll slightly quicker in the first sector, slightly better tyres, slightly better switched on tyres. About the same in the middle sector. I would imagine if we're going to see a difference between the two, it's going to be here in the final sector, where the performance improvements on Alonso's car should come through. Traffic dependent, of course. Leclerc absolutely flying as he comes up to the line. And 135.7. We are going to be, well, yeah, not even close. Alonso is 1.7 seconds off that at the moment before we even cross the line. Stroll 2.7 seconds away
good lap.
in the end. A 42.3 in the final sector.
Okay, press in button.
Alonso did the same. And just pipped Stroll. Very, very tight between the two of them. Tighter than I was expecting. Oh my, Antonelli just did a 24.8 in sector 1. And a 28.9. Wow, this is fast. It's making Leclerc's lap look pedestrian. Stroll's actually a genius. All right, funniest comment of the year award goes to Yes. And there we go, 134.7, a full second quicker than Charles Leclerc's time. That was quick. That was very quick. We need 2 seconds ahead of Oscar, like that. And you know it was a quick time. Or maybe just everybody else got traffic and he got through unimpeded. But, I mean, Leclerc went purple, purple, purple. He's half a second clear of everybody else minimum. And he's a second behind Antonelli. That's a mighty lap. Spain seems to be controlling France. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you go a goal behind against Spain, they just control the ball, control the possession, and they make you work really hard just to get the ball back.
Boxing.
That's been a signature of Spain
Okay,
for the last decade and a half, I think. Max pops into second place, half a second away. We're going to go early. Wow, Norris is down in the bottom. Look, 20th place. 4 seconds away. He definitely will have been blocked on his lap. Sprint qualifying can sometimes throw up some very unusual grids because you get so many cars on track in a reduced time window. Makes it much harder to actually get that clean run that you need. Even if you've got a race-winning car, you can get knocked out. Number of times we've seen in our first half of the season playthrough on the previous update file. Number of times we've seen Hamilton or Verstappen or Leclerc go out in Q1. Norris as well went out in Q1 quite a bit. So, you know, it's not uncommon, especially at sprint weekends. Got myself a little, what is it? Thermo hygrometer or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. From Govey, so I can keep an eye on the temperature. It is outside. Temperature is currently 20 degrees. In here, I've got windows open. Door open a crack, and you know, a fan going. Both fans going to circulate the air around the room because it gets hot with all the stuff on, with the lights and the TV and the TV and the computer, and then the very recently re-insulated walls. Absorbing and reflecting that heat right back at me. Just here, 29.2 degrees.
Yeah, it's impossible with these guys.
This is why I wasn't streaming in the heat wave. Because, I mean, when it was like 34 degrees outside, you know, if I had like everything on to stream, it would be pushing 40. All right, 25.7 for Alonso, 25.8 for Stroll. No improvement in the middle sector. He's too busy pointing at things to say whether or not to see whether or not he got held up in traffic. And he might have done. He's 2/10 slower than Stroll in the middle sector. Let's see what the final sector brings. Can we do enough to get Alonso through into Q2? Would be nice, but I'm not expecting it. One time improves by just over 0.2 of a second. It's not enough.
Copy.
Okay, press in button box now.
Yeah.
Stroll. Almost completely ineligible there. Not ineligible, unintelligible, I think is the word I was looking for. Could not understand what he was saying without subtitles. But I think the basic gist of it is this car is shit. And I'm not going to dispute him on that. It is not a great car. And his is worst on the grid. It's worse than the two Cadillacs. He has got the very slowest car.
Just watch him behind.
Right. Perez looking to get through. Here he comes. Has Pierre Gasly in tow? No, Franco Colapinto. Gasly's improving. Colapinto is stuck behind Perez and not able to improve, but he's already through. All he's doing here is potentially slowing down Perez. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't think Perez will be. Bottas has got through so far, but we're looking at drivers who are likely to displace him in Norris and Hulkenberg. Perez gets to P20. Lando Norris is the big name to keep an eye on here. And Hulkenberg just a couple of corners ahead. Who is that in front? Can't see on the minimum. It's Valtteri. Valtteri on a lap and improving. Now this could hurt Norris, although I think he'll be quick enough with those first two sectors. He might even be able to get an overtake in at the hairpin if he gets close enough. He's thinking about it. It's not quite close enough. It's to really slam the anchors on there to avoid rear-ending him. Final corner for Hulkenberg, up to the line now. Let's see what he does. And he just squeaks through, but he's going to get knocked out here, I think. Yeah, Norris goes third. So Hulkenberg is out. Behrman has just squeaked through. Lindblad's not going quick enough because he's on an in-lap. Bottas is out, we're out, and Perez is out as well. So, yeah, fun qualifying for some, not really for us. 20th and 21st. Let's see who sticks it on pole for the sprint. It is Kimi Antonelli ahead of Norris, then Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Hadjar, Piastri, Verstappen, Gasly and Bortoletto. Outside of the top 10, we've got Behrman, Sainz, Colapinto, Lawson, Ocon, and Albon. And then we get the cars eliminated with us in Q1. Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Bottas, Alonso, Stroll, and Perez. So, qualifying is done. Up next is the Sprint Grand Prix.
Well, the excitement levels continue to rise here as the teams prepare for the sprint. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
Well, it's not too long now until the sprint around Shanghai, where we'll see who comes out on top.
It won't be us. I think that's a safe assumption to make. We never checked the setups. We nailed it with Alonso, but we did not with Stroll. So we're going to start. He's starting 21st, so we're going to start him from the pit lane. Might as well give us a chance to fix this before main qualifying. There we go. We'll try that. Tyre wise, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go softs. risk, isn't it? I'll go mediums with Stroll. I'm going to go mediums with Alonso as well. We only used one set of mediums. We didn't get into Q2 to use the second set, so why not? Why not indeed? Let's see. Any extra fuel? Yes. Let's put one extra lap in. Let's go aggressive like that out of the pit lane, and then we'll add the battery on for Alonso as well. And with that, we are ready. Let's send them to the grid for the start of the Chinese sprint.
Here we go, the sprint in Shanghai. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Right, can we do anything off the line, apart from going backwards?
Copy.
We have just about managed to get ahead of Valtteri, or have we?
Perez ahead.
Maybe. There's nowhere to go. Red
19 laps
Bull
to
Racing
go.
Bulls is in the way. Lindblad slides up the inside of Hulkenberg. Valtteri will seize an opportunity to come back at us. There's Stroll. And we're getting squeezed and shuffled. So I'm going to go into harvest. And I'm going to turn down the tyre.
Copy.
Copy.
Okay, copy.
Alright, we tuck in. Haven't got enough speed to get through up the inside. Oh! Lindblad drifting across to avoid being speared by Perez, and that just killed our opportunity there. Alright, so that's the end of lap 1. We are 20th and 22nd, so Alonso stayed effectively where he was. Stroll went back a place from where he qualified because he started from the pits.
Copy. Okay, charge on, charge on.
Save those for a little bit later, maybe.
Cool. Rear left if you can at all.
Yep.
Right. We're running the risk of being dropped off the back of Lindblad and Co. if Perez puts us into too much pressure. Stroll has just dropped away completely. Quite sure why. I mean, we're not pushing his tyres anymore. Maybe that's the reason. Let's give him some battery.
Mode push.
And now we'll give battery to Fernando because we haven't really used it since that opening couple of corners. Track temperature is 42.3 degrees. I forgot that it was going to be much hotter today than it is for race day. Otherwise, I would probably have gone with the sun.
Okay.
Really work hard to cool these tyres down. And Stroll might even have a look. Might even have a look. He gets side by side. Has he got enough battery left to complete the move? Yes, he has. Lovely stuff. Let's go into harvest.
Charge on.
Copy.
And we're going to tell him not to attack. And that will hopefully give Fernando a bit of breathing space to try and move closer to the cars in front. top-up mode we go.
Copy.
There we go. We've got a nice little breakaway from Stroll now, so we can focus straight ahead rather than looking over our shoulder. Keeping an eye on the mirrors, etc. See if we can maybe get a slingshot past one of these guys. Battery ramp down's kicking in. And you see Lindblad just blasting his way past Valtteri. They run out of battery here for the end of the lap. If we're lucky, yes.
Okay.
No, they still had some, as they used it at the start of the lap.
Copy.
Just doing it at 45.
Okay.
Bad.
Copy.
Trying to keep Perez isolated at the back.
Copy. Copy. Okay, copy.
So I found approaching this corner in different ways means you'll burn your battery in different ways on the straight. So we're in harvest and you can hear that the battery ramp down hasn't kicked in yet. You can hear the engine getting faster and faster all the way down, but we don't have that instant push of speed at the start that we would normally get.
Keep going, you're doing good.
It does, however, mean that we've got some battery to attack the final turns in.
Yes.
Strange circuit, this one. Trying to figure out the best way to use the battery.
Okay, charge on.
Yeah.
As Perez has got through on Stroll. Anthony, wow! Anthony's 11 seconds clear. Already. Wow. It's a huge margin. So everyone's been fighting and he's just disappeared into the distance. We'll have to check lap times in a second. I'm not even sure what lap we're on at the moment. It's not that many. Yeah, look at that. We're on lap 4 and he's 11 seconds clear. We're on lap 5 out of 19. So we did 4 laps and he's 11 seconds clear. So again, this just harks back to what I've been saying about the way these regs work. Is if you get a battle going on behind you and you've got clean air and you can get that immediate breakaway, you're off and you're not going to look back. And there you see, look, 3.2 seconds faster on that previous lap. That's crazy. Let's take a look at lap pace for Antonelli. So we got his breakaway here on this lap, 137.5. Then he did 2 138s. Leclerc did a 142 on that lap when he got overtaken. But he also actually gained a place as well. So he just got past Norris. That's all it was. That was the only difference.
Copy.
Yeah, look at those lap times where he's been fighting, and you can see how that gap has exploded. That is insane. Absolutely crazy. 13.5 seconds now. Let's turn up the tyres a bit.
Let's see if you can find any time.
There we go. Evening, Wayne. Monster gap, and there's a really big gap as well here between Gasly and Behrman, nearly 8 seconds. Sainz gets past Behrman. Let's see if he can actually get a breakaway going. Hamilton and Verstappen switching places. Lawson having a look at Behrman, but I don't think he's got the battery. Behrman looking to fight back against Carlos. Stroll starting to drop away a little bit from Perez. I'm going to put the pressure back on. Well,
Mode
try
push.
and put the pressure back on.
Copy.
Whether he will or not is another matter. Now 16 seconds clear. If he does not win this as an absolute canter, I'll be amazed.
Let's use the free air.
Okay.
Couldn't quite get alongside.
Yep.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Yeah.
We're out of battery, so this is a straight drag race now. I don't know if we're going to win it. Nope.
All driving and management, very good.
Just do not have the power against that Ferrari engined Cadillac. Starting to close back in on Valtteri a little bit. Gap's now about a second. There he is. Again, Max and Hamilton really are going at it in this sprint. They've been back and forth with each other all the time, and Norris is kind of in the way a little bit as well. Let's get, say, a front row seat, a rear view seat, I suppose. On these two fighting away at each other. Well, look at Hamilton closing in quickly. Yellow flag. What is that for? Who is that for? Is it for Stroll?
Single yellow.
No, it's for Oscar. So Oscar was running in 7th, behind George Russell, spins, loses a couple of places at least. Yeah, he's down to 9th. Hadjar and Gasly getting through. Alonso is now kind of in range of the pack in front, and you can see that fight that's going on between Stroll and Perez is slowing them down to the point where they just can't close the gap. It's now nearly 10 seconds. Antonelli 17 seconds clear of Leclerc, and we're not even at the halfway point of this sprint
Let's
yet.
just get into a rhythm.
Okay.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
I do think our tyres might be in better shape though, so if anything, our pace will pick up the longer the sprint goes on in comparison to the cars in front. And that's a big queue actually. Goes all the way to the back of Behrman. Looks like Sainz did get a small breakaway. He's no, it's not even a small breakaway, is it? He's about 3 seconds behind Piastri after Piastri's spin. He's 8 seconds clear of Behrman, so Sainz got free, and Behrman got held back, holding everybody else behind him. And that's where we are. And let's see if we can capitalise on this with a little bit of punch.
Copy.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I thought we might squeeze around the outside then. Not quite.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just not quite where we need to be.
Copy.
Okay, mode push.
Copy.
There we go. Found the opening we needed to punch through and use that battery to blitz on through. Can we do the same here?
Copy.
No, we're not quite close enough here.
Firm.
Really do want to get back ahead of Perez here. Gap's now 12.5 seconds. I'm going to have to take this team radio thing off because it keeps moving where I'm trying to click. I'm trying to play whack-a-mole with team instructions.
Okay. Yeah.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we are out of fuel, well, out of spare fuel. So turn that down.
Copy.
Oh, Valtteri's sneaking back through because we had no battery left. We left deploying on too long. Stroll is through. Hallelujah. Let's see if we can get a happy Stroll.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, very happy Stroll. Glad somebody's happy for him. But now we've got to go through that hard work of getting back into the battery again. Antonelli's been pegged now. Now Leclerc's got himself a little bit of freedom.
Copy.
Yeah, copy. Copy. Yeah, copy.
Ah, can we pick him off here as well? Have to go around the outside. Ah, he shut the door on us. We'll try again. There we go.
Copy.
Have we got anything left? No, we're out of battery, so we might lose that place back again. He's trying. Hulkenberg's trying, but we got him. All right, we got a little bit. A little bit of freedom. I am going to try and break Stroll away
Boat push.
from Perez. And trust that we've got a little bit more life in our tyres left than he does. We need some battery to try and do the same thing with Fernando, so that's why I've got him in harvest, but with boost switched on. So if we need it, we'll be able to use it. If we don't, we'll just be saving battery. Oh, shit. Did not mean to do that. That's what I meant to do. And we're going to go absolutely flying past Alex Albon there. We used our battery. Oh, and he goes flying straight back past us. I was going to say, we used our battery in a defensive boost there to stay ahead of Hulkenberg, and it went. It got us catapulted past Albon, who immediately responded with a boost of his own and went flying back through again. That's yo-yo racing that these regulations are renowned for in a nutshell, really. Stroll has broken clear, but I can't see how much by. Because Lon says race engineer won't stop talking. There we go. 3 seconds. Very nice.
Charge on, charge on.
Ease down on the full speed of the tyre now.
Cool, rear left if you can at all.
Yeah.
And let's really go for it now against Albon, who has a 3.5 second gap, nearly 4 second gap now to Ocon. Minute 45.3 last time round. That's terrible. Really slow, especially when you consider a 1:39.0. We were only, what, 6.3 seconds slower. Well, there's nothing, it's a drop in the ocean. 6.3 seconds on that. Well, we've broken away from Hulkenberg. We have not found a way past Albon yet. Is he going to try and stick it up the inside? He is. Good lads. Alonso up into P17. Heady heights for a humble little car. And we have overtake mode enabled for this lap as well. So we'll have an extra half a megajoule that we can both harvest and deploy, but probably not going to. 2-0 to Spain. Now, I'll be watching the highlights later. Who scored?
No tire managing required. Let's use it.
I need to cool those down properly before I can start pushing them again.
Copy.
Yellow flag. Someone's made a mistake somewhere.
Oh, turn.
That is Stroll. He's locked up at turn 1.
Made a mistake.
Here's the replay.
Stroll
Now, this
doing
was at
Stroll
turn
things.
1.
And there goes our 3-second lead over Perez.
Very heavy
for
on the
1.5
brakes.
second deficit.
Now, they did leave it very late.
Damn you, Stroll. We're 2.5 seconds behind. And we've cooked the tyres again.
Yep.
And taken a big chunk of the life off them as well, about nearly 10%. Why do you do this to me, lads? This is why you don't get the nice upgrades. Too reckless. What is the gap to off on? 3.5 seconds. Maybe we can go after somebody. Track temperature's going back up again. It's now 44.3 degrees. Tyres still way too hot at the moment. Hopefully we can cool them down a bit more. We've got rubber to spare for the closing laps, but I don't want them to start pushing from an already in the red position. I want to try and get them down to normal temperature levels first, if possible. We have 4 laps to go. Leclerc leads by 20 seconds. Then Norris in third is about 5 seconds back. And then a huge gap to Russell, who's got ahead of both Hamilton and Verstappen. And he's 15.5 seconds behind Norris. If you can get clear, as I said, you can just set your own pace and you can be very, very quick indeed. And that's what we're seeing from Antonelli
It's
today.
okay.
He's been mighty getting those early moves done.
It could be better.
You can pick up the pace now.
There's the bell. Pedro Porro. I've heard of Oyazabal, but I haven't really heard of Pedro Porro. I haven't seen much of Lamine Yamal so far, but what I have seen of him in the tournament, not been that impressed with. I've just basically seen him flopping around a lot, in the traditional European, gets touched by a blade of grass and goes down like been shot in the back of the head or broken his leg. When Disney got the rights to La Liga, I did watch
Understood.
a couple of Barcelona games last season, and again, I didn't see anything much. I saw him look good on occasion, but I didn't see. I didn't see what I was expecting to see from him. I mean, the way he keeps getting talked up, and the way Barcelona, rave about him, I was expecting to see almost like young Messi level kind of talent, and I just wasn't seeing it. Not enough of it to rate him as an up and coming Messi-esque player.
Okay to push.
See if we can steal
Copy.
another place or two.
Okay.
Oh, come on! That's moving into the braking zone. That's illegal. Cheeky bastards.
Copy.
No.
Yes.
God damn it, there goes the opportunity. Oh, stop moving. I'm turning that off
Copy.
for the next Grand Prix. That's doing my head in.
Copy that.
As much as I do like the radio thing, the fact that it keeps bumping this up and down all over the place when I'm trying to get these particular
Okay.
overtake maneuvers done, it's so frustrating.
Copy.
Don't go to the outside, I want to go to the inside for that.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Can I avoid getting lapped
JFK
by
wanted
Antonelli?
everybody to do it.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. God damn it, just can't find a way through Ocon getting in the way again.
Gonna pass.
That's it. We're going to finish in P17.
Copy.
Can we avoid the blue flag? Maybe. We're not going to get ahead of Perez. But
Okay, yeah,
I
okay.
don't want to get lapped on a 19-lap sprint. Oh, come on, Stroll.
Copy, copy.
Don't get blue flagged. Oh, wow, I've got head of Valtteri right there at the end. Oh, no, wait. We've still got one more lap to go, haven't we? Because we're effectively almost a lap down.
Keep digging.
Right, so we've got one more opportunity here.
Understood.
Charge on.
Okay.
All right, it's going to come down to here.
Okay, copy. Okay.
Don't you dare do it to me, Ocon. Woo! Jeez. Come on. Come on. Hold him off with the last little bit of battery. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. No! We ran out of battery. Dear. P17. That's not bad. I mean, considering how crap the car is. I'll take P17. And it'll be P22 for Stroll. But only just. And at least we avoided getting blue flagged. Kimi made that sprint look very easy as he dives back into the pit lane. And that is it for the sprint.
Lance Stroll wraps up today's sprint. Sadly, though, for him, it was pointless.
They ended up in P22, and that won't help their confidence whatsoever.
It was pointless. A bit like Stroll's career. Aha! Right. Confirmation of the final result. Kimi gets the sprint win in dominant fashion. 22 seconds clear of Charles Leclerc. Norris in third, a further 5 seconds back. And then George, 20 seconds almost. 19.4 seconds effectively behind Lando Norris. He had Hamilton and Verstappen in close proximity. Hadjar 7th. Oscar gets the final point for the sprint in 8th. Then a bit of a gap, 14.5 seconds back to Gasly in 9th. Sainz in 10th. 11th for Ollie Behrman. 12th for Lawson. 13th for Lindblad. 14th for Colapinto. 15th for Bortoletto. 16th for Esteban Ocon. Fernando in 17th place, up 3 from where we started. Then Hulkenberg, Albon, Bottas, Perez, and Stroll, who started from the pit lane, finishing at the back of the grids.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
The Shanghai International Circuit is notoriously tough on tyres, so expect to see that factor into the team strategies as they deal with this busy schedule.
In terms of George Russell and his form, Karun, how's he going to be feeling, do you imagine?
They were looking pretty sharp in practice and setting good lap times, so they're probably feeling fairly confident now. But a good practice time doesn't always guarantee a strong qualifying outcome.
Let the competition commence.
Okay, so did those changes that we put onto Stroll's car fix the setup issues, or do we still need to make further tweaks? Let's have a look. Still need to make further tweaks. Wow, that's actually a 4.6. Okay, so that setup was way off when we first tried it, wasn't it? And that means that's going to have to come down as well. All right, now I think we might be good. Like that. Time will tell, I suppose. We're going to use... Oops. Clicked the wrong place. We're going to use those mediums that we used in sprint quali for the first run. Might as well. And then we'll finish with a set of softs as well. Hopefully, we'll now have a 100% setup for Stroll. He needs every little chance he can get, every little boost you can give him to try and get as much performance out of him this weekend as possible. And out goes Alonso. Mike, how you doing? Nice cool 17 degrees outside. It's still 29.5 degrees here. Yeah, you're going to see me checking that a lot today because it only arrived this afternoon. So I'm still, it still has that novelty factor right now. Rather than just just functional, it has that that new toy energy around it as well. Who's that behind us? It's Lawson. Perez is on a lap as well, coming out as well. And so is Kimi. I wonder if we are going to see the start of Kimi dominance in our playthrough to go along with what we've seen so far in reality. Because China was where it all started for Kimi this year.
Clear ahead. And we can go charge off, mode push.
Big old chug. There we go. Oh, 25.8 from Lance. 6.0 for Alonso. Easily past Leclerc there. No delays, no hold-ups. We are slower than Perez. That's not ideal. So another 0.3 down. I think he's got slightly better tyres than Stroll. He does. So it's not the tyres. It's just not a good lap for Fernando. Alright, 138.6. It's not a good lap time. It's enough to go purple for now. Alonso second, 4.5 tenths away. And Lawson goes across the line and is much quicker than us. But we're on mediums and scrub mediums at that. Whereas everyone else will be on softs. See what Kimi gets up to. Here is engine wrapping down. You can see the speed dropping on his wheel as well. And Max has gone quicker in the first sector, really on the rest of the lap. A 1:34.8. Pretty solid lap there from Kimi. Just noticed another little bug.
Switch the pit limiter on, and you can stop on the marks, find pre-start revs, and then switch off. Whoops.
So Max ended up about 2.5 tenths away in the end. Once again, Leclerc a long way back. We have made it back to the pits. Let's put on a set of softs, shall we? Did I see Sam Neill passed away? I did, yes. Been a few people popping off recently. Lindsey Graham, the American senator, passed away. Bonnie Tyler passed away. Obviously, Anne Widdecombe was rather brutally murdered. Who else passed away? There were, a couple more names I noticed that passed away recently as well. It's been a very, very busy sort of week for the Reaper. See what we can do with softs. Oh, Penelope Keith was the other one, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we talked about her when she passed. That was a sad one for me. I really enjoyed watching The Good Life and To the Man Born when I was younger. So, yeah, I felt that one a bit. Russell is only good enough for P8. Another scruffy first run. Hamilton's lap time looking better, but still not super quick. Goes up to P4, a second away from Kimi's time.
Just watch him behind.
Yeah, we may potentially have to nerf Kimi back down again if we've made him too good too soon. But we'll give him this season, and then we might have to nerf him down a bit at the end of the year. See how much he develops. All right, then here we go. A little bit of traffic ahead as well as fast drivers. Is it Ocon?
Good gap ahead.
Yes, it is Ocon.
Go to mode push, mode push.
There he is. He's on an in lap, so he should get out of the way quickly. I mean, he will. 25.5, a small improvement in the first sector. Nice and cleanly through. 25.6 for Stroll. Oh, wow. Nearly 2 seconds for Alonso there. And for Stroll.
Copy.
About a second.
Currently
for
P16.
Stroll. He was, what, 3.7? Now it's 2.7. So much better from Fernando. It's more what I was expected to see in terms of the gap between the two. 0.4 of a second. Oscar desperately needs to find the time, and he gets one. Goes up to P3. Colapinto in P4. It was a very good lap from him. There he is, just ahead of Piastri.
Pit lane.
Buggy needs last few days. Where he was, he's disappeared again. Pops out, flies around for a moment, and then disappears, and I don't see him for ages.
And white line, white line. Stop on the marks, find pre-start rev, switch off.
No, I've not heard of Mike Browning. Right, time for one last run. And, given that we still have 5 sets of softs and we're not likely to get out of this session, we're going to use another brand new set. Might as well. Whether we'll see an improvement or not is up for debate. Theoretically we should, but you know, the way this game works for qualifying is that generally on the second run, after you set a good time, you generally don't improve on the run straight after it. It's very, very strange the way it does that. Even if you set it with, say, tyres at 80% and then you go out with brand new tyres, odds are you won't necessarily improve on the second run. When you should, under every right, normally just be quicker with that fresh rubber. Max is absolutely flying at the moment, looking to go top. As he approaches the banked curve here to spit him out onto the back straight. The Audi dives out the way. That's Hulkenberg on his outlap. And up to the line for Max. 133.9. Wow, that's 8.5 tenths quicker. That is quick. As there's Alonso popping out of the garage and into the pit lane. Jar on a lap. He's going to be safe, I would imagine. Let's see what he can do. Have they been in the game at all, Farah, or are they just completely out of it? Have they even looked like, threatening to score a goal? Hey Clark, good to see you. Hajai P4 now.
Copy.
Big lock
Now
up for
this was
Esteban
on the
Ocon.
straight.
And PR's here as well. Good to see you, PR.
Struggling with the car, and they ended up their own
Oh,
passenger.
that's a very unusual lockup for Ocon. Was that the end of his lap? Yes, it was. The Stroll now starts.
We're happy with tires. Clear
Can we get a
ahead.
good lap out of him? We've got a nice
You're okay to go
bit
now.
of clear air until we hit that wad of traffic. And there's a big old clump of cars there. Is that George behind us? It is. George Russell. Ooh, tell you what. We might inadvertently, well, I say inadvertently, we might, play a small part in George not making it through here. Our first sector was not good, 26.1. That's really bad for Stroll. He's got to be driving defensively because of the presence of George, because he's down about 0.6 of a second, half a second. So expect George's middle sector here to be garbage. Oh, and he gets through. Damn it. Yeah, but there you see, a 30.3. Bortoletto did a 29.2. Russell might be in trouble here. Alonso has not improved in the opening sector, but it matches just about what he did on his previous run. Stroll is out. Did you go on the Ferrari World roller coaster? Is that still there, actually? It might have been gone. It might be gone now. Yeah, Stroll out in 21st. Alonso not improving.
I'm struggling, man. We're just too slow.
Read in the post, Abu Dhabi and Qatar may be cancelled due to Middle East conflicts. Maybe. I mean, there was talk of possibly trying to get Bahrain or Saudi Arabia shoehorned back into the calendar. But with America bombing Iran again, and Israel still kicking off, yeah, I don't think that's likely to happen. Season finale should always be Interlagos. Well, Interlagos used to be quite early in the season. Back in the day, Suzuka used to be our season finale for a while. Before that, it was Adelaide in Australia before '96 and moved to Melbourne, which then became the opening Grand Prix. Qualifying is done and we are out. No surprise there. 19th and 21st. Out with us is Valtteri in 22nd, then Stroll, Perez, Alonso, and both Williams drivers, Sainz and Albon, 17th and 18th. Let's see who sticks it on pole for the Grand Prix. It's Lando Norris on pole position, ahead of Kimi Antonelli. Max third, George in fourth, then Hadjar, Leclerc, Piastri, Hamilton, Gasly and Hulkenberg. The Ferrari's not looking good. Yeah, bit of a shame to see the Ferrari's not performing well at the moment. Then we've got Lindblad, Bortoletto, Behrman, Lawson, Ocon and Colapinto. I don't know if anyone has a penalty. I don't think they do. I guess we'll find out in a second. Let's check the amending
56
grid.
laps of the Shanghai International Circuit await our drivers here in China.
Shanghai has seen its fair share of clashes over the years, one of which happened even before the 2005 race had begun, when Michael Schumacher collided with Christian Albers on the way to the grid, sending Albers into the air.
Shanghai International Circuit is a complicated low-speed track that demands high downforce. The series of rapid turns from 1 to 4 demands high grip, But the more the drivers warm their tyres, the more degradation they'll have to deal with. Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Last-minute checks indeed. So, once again, we've got to check to see if we've got the setup right. But before we do that, let's take a look at the grid. No penalties for anybody. So, yeah, there we go. 100% for Stroll. We finally got there. Track temperature is going to be a bit lower. It will warm up towards the end. So for Alonso, what I might try and do is finish with a set of soft tyres. Yeah, I'm going to try that for Fernando. And we're going to go with that for Stroll. We'll tweak it slightly, but Stroll's tyre wear not quite as good. So we'll go with that. Fuel is 1.2 kilos per lap. Likely to get lapped at least once. Let's go with 2 extra laps of fuel. It'll burn off very quickly here. Go hard off the line, as we always try to. See if we can maybe gain a place. There we go. So, we're going to take a quick little timeout. Give me a chance to go grab a drink from the fridge and try and open another window, get a bit more cool air coming into the room. We'll take an advert break, and when I come back, we will get the Grand Prix underway.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. And plenty of people watching on will be keen to follow Fernando Alonso's progress.
Not a huge surprise to see them in 19th, but they've certainly got the potential to move up from here.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. It's almost time for the Chinese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, here we are then. Pushing off. Norris starting from pole on hard tyres. Wow. We've got Colapinto and Perez on mediums. Everybody else is on softs. Is this a masterstroke from Norris? Or is this just a disaster waiting to happen for his race pace? As we go 3 wide, getting squeezed by the Williams drivers. We get them both. We get them both. Good job. And Stroll's got past Perez as well.
Yes.
Very happy, Fernando. Oh, I forgot to put extra fuel in Lance's car.
You got it, dude.
Oh well, never mind. Evening, mic on.
Just do the best you can.
The Cadillacs are swamping Stroll. Track temperature 35.8 degrees. I should get too hot. Stroll gets back ahead of Perez. Might even have a run at the back of Sainz here. Gets up the inside. And completes the move. Good job, Stroll. Well done. We'll give him a replay on that one.
Now we can see what happened. Now we're through the last turn here. It's there for the taking.
Take a bow, Lance. You,
And moves up
you
a
earned
place
that replay
into
there.
19th.
Now don't fuck it up.
Copy.
No more overtake.
I am expecting
Cool, rear left if you can.
Albon to punch back at us pretty hard here.
Yeah. Copy. Copy. Copy.
That said,
Charge
there's
on,
a
charge
real
on.
cluster right in front of us, isn't there? And it's Behrman once again acting as the cork in the bottle. Hamilton's down to 11th place, so he's had a bad opening lap. Behrman, that 3-second gap to the back of Hamilton, is holding up Ocon, Lawson, Bortoletto, Colapinto, who are fighting in front of us. Antonelli gets past Norris, and if he can get the breakaway, he's going to scamper off into the distance. This is the yeah, there goes Albon flying past us. We're pretty much out of battery, so it's not surprising. I think we're about to see Stroll lose a place as well, maybe. Yeah, Sainz gets back ahead of Stroll. Yeah, just no battery.
Who will
Oh,
totally
somebody
catch
getting
them
pushed
up,
wide.
okay?
That is Perez.
Bottas behind.
Sainz is going to muscle his way through. We need to keep a little bit more harvesting going. Playing the long game.
Ridiculous.
As once again, the Cadillacs are swamping Lance. Lance can actually go into top up now. He's got a bit more battery than Fernando, not by much.
Okay, charge on.
And Antonelli's already nearly 4 seconds clear. Max and George have both got through, and they're side by side. Ooh, that was close. Into the hairpin there, nearly contact. Hadjar and Piastri also went side by side. They're all swamping Norris. He is just a sitting duck. He's got no grip compared to those on
They were
softs.
still okay.
You see Gasly getting overtaken by Charles Leclerc.
Copy.
Back into good things. As far as batteries going again. We're going to be a little bit more proactive with the battery now. They are just lining up to take their shot at Norris. He's already 2 seconds behind Russell. Antonelli. He's 6 seconds clear of Max. And this is a great thing for Antonelli as well, is that Max has got George behind him, so Max has to keep one eye on his mirrors and drive a little defensively into some corners. Antonelli can just scamper off again. We are about to see the beginning of peak Antonelli, I think. Here they come. Leclerc punches past Piastri and Piastri gets pushed off. There's no gravel there, so it wouldn't have cost him everything, but it would have cost him a little bit of time. Piastri looking to fight back through actually at the inside, and I think he did. Leaderboard says he did. They're still side by side. There they are. He's just ahead, but still alongside him. Who gets the better launch? And it is Oscar, so Oscar back in position. And Norris now 3 seconds behind, and Max 6.2 seconds behind Antonelli. Meanwhile, Fernando kind of isolated on his own here. There's that cluster still stuck behind Ollie Behrman. Ocon's gone and left him. So once again, it's Ocon who's having to go super defensive. And anyone who gets past him instantly just breaks away and goes crazy with their lap times. Let's see if we can get back ahead of Perez again. 6.3 is the track temperature.
Copy.
Still 29 degrees. For those in America, that's about 84 degrees. But we have wet heat here. We have high humidity compared to most states. Is there a chance for Fernando here to sneak in with a yellow flag? Is that Charles Leclerc off?
Copy, understood.
It is.
Let's
Lock
take
up
a look
Charles
at the
Leclerc into turn one.
Here we go, heading into turn one. And there goes the
There
steering.
it goes.
They were just unable to do much about it.
Not great for Charles.
Got no DRS.
Yeah.
And we are at least ahead of Perez
Copy.
again.
Charge on.
Okay.
Battery is pushed up a bit. There's a difference in lap times.
Okay.
145 9s, 145.5, 144, 145 for Hamilton, 140.9 for Antonelli, 140.4 for George, for Max, 140.6, 141 for Norris, who's got a little bit of freedom now that Leclerc's disappeared. Hadjar has dropped back a little bit. At some point, those soft tyres are going to start to struggle. Because unlike us, they probably haven't been paying mind of their temperatures the same way we have.
Try to do some lifting coast.
Ocon and Lindblad striking, swapping places back and forth, fighting with each other. Perez gets back past Stroll again. And we are still just kind of keeping a watching brief here with Fernando. Is there a chance here? Not quite. Nearly squeezed up the inside of Colapinto there. Targets for today are 18th for Fernando and 21st for Stroll. Valtteri trying to sneak his way through. Send the boost back on.
Yeah.
So Max has broken away from George, who's making a go of it to go after Antonelli at 4.5 seconds. And those who could not get past Norris have probably lost their opportunity now, because their tyres are well past their best. Norris's tyres should still theoretically be pretty good.
Copy.
Trying to protect your eardrums from that one. And my dignity. It's literally serious. You want a poll as to who's going to bring it? Again, I mean, polls are kind of fun, but we're limited to just 4 options. Let's go with. Let's make a poll. See how much faith you have in let's see how much faith you have in Lance. Oh, battery. Scaring me like that.
Okay.
Yellow flag.
Okay, charge on.
Okay.
Not sure who that's for.
Now I think yes, it's Carlos Sainz.
Ah, well, there you go. It's Carlos. He wasn't really given much room there. He was squeezed by Lawson.
I cannot believe it.
I would put, if that's going to be a penalty, I
While all
would give that
was
to
happening,
Lawson.
the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
Sainz was mounting the curb. There was nowhere else for him to go other than off the track. So that was Lawson's fault, that collision. Let's see if they penalise or if it's just considered a racing incident.
Copy.
And the judge's decision is no penalties given, a racing incident. Stewards do not want to get involved, it would seem.
Mode push.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, so we've had a couple of votes on the poll. Refreshing to see what the actual results are so far. Have a look. 3 votes so far. 2 of you are optimistic, one of you is not. One of you is realistic.
Okay. Okay, understood.
So we just need to go charge on.
Yep.
Stroll does get past Perez. He's going to be locked in a battle with these Cadillacs all afternoon. As long as he beats at least one of them.
Oh, see that, man?
God, he's so proud of himself, isn't he? Oh, I overtook a car. Did you see that? Oh, I didn't say pessimistic, Farah. I said realistic. 2 people optimistic, 1 person realistic. A little bit of a draft for a second there. That's quite nice. We're 50-50 on the poll now. 3-4, 3 against.
Okay, we're out of DRS.
We'll do another poll in a moment as well, but we'll keep this one running for another few laps. Ocon's made an early stop. I missed that. Wasn't paying attention. So he's gone on to a set of hard tyres. So the softs have not lasted long for him. Lando catching George Yeah, the gap has come down a bit. As I say, those on softs, their tyres are past their best. We're at lap 12. We're in that kind of window now to start seeing the AI start to box off those softs. You'd expect the front runners to go a bit longer than the midfielders, but yeah, definitely in that kind of tyre deck window. And there's Charles Leclerc coming in. He had that lockup, let's not forget, so that would have taken a bit of life out of his tyres. Stop. I mean, it was clean, but it just wasn't quick. Or it didn't feel quick watching it. Evening, Jim Bob. What are my thoughts on WTF1 changing name to Rafa TV or Rafa Media? I don't know. I was completely unaware of that. I don't know if the channel's been taken over by somebody else. Or... not one of the channels I tend to watch, so. Right, Alonso has an opportunity here to get back in front of Carlos Sainz. Let's hope we can capitalise on it.
They're struggling a little bit. Okay.
Is that Leclerc behind Valtteri? Yeah, well, isn't he?
Mode push.
Right. Okay. Let's start to try and give Stroll a bit of extra pace.
Pushing.
While there's an opportunity for Perez and Ocon to hold each other up a bit. Gasly's in.
Okay, copy.
It says Hulkenberg, it says Hamilton. So we are starting to see a lot of softs coming in now. Decent stop. Much better stop for Hamilton than it was for Leclerc. Hulkenberg gets out just in front of the Ferrari. That's who mean just. You see how close it was.
Laps or
Lawson and Bortoletto are in as well. So Alonso now way up into the heady heights of P13. Stroll now in P16. Leclerc's already blitzed away from Valtteri and is closing on the back of Fernando. As you'd expect on those fresh tyres. I'm not going to sprint these tyres. We're going to stretch the stop a little bit if we can, so that we've got a little bit more wiggle room on the mediums. But I am going to try and quickly punch through here past Carlos.
Copy.
Carlos also trying to do the same against Colapinto. Are we going to see Leclerc appear on the inside of us or the outside of us? Really managed to squeeze our way through.
Yes.
Damn, the radio keeps pushing around for the click out of the position.
Bottas just pitted.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I am taking that off for tomorrow. I'd do it now, but I can't because the game's open. Evening, Theo. Good to see you. Valtteri into the pits. Goes for a set of medium tyres.
Copy.
We haven't been able to find a way through yet. Let's not push our luck. It's starting to overheat a little bit. Objo's here as well. Good to see you. Oscar into the pits. Not bad. Not a bad stop. Could have been a little bit quicker, but no issues, no problems for him. We are going to box Stroll at the end of the next lap. As Leclerc has got through on Fernando.
To push. Yep.
Ollie Behrman hits
We
the
have the
pits.
slowest car on the straight.
And Sainz is in as well.
Copy.
There we go. Pit stop
Box
programmed
now.
in for Stroll.
Okay,
With
I'm
Ocon
box.
and Hulkenberg behind.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Yep.
We'll close the poll down once we've made both of our pit stops here. So Stroll and Alonso, or both of our first stops for each driver. Let's have a quick look at the poll. It is currently, will Stroll finish the race? Yes, 33. No, 67. So there isn't much faith in Stroll. Hadjar's in. Goes to a set of soft tyres. He will feed out ahead of Gasly. There is his fellow Frenchman. Stroll gets overtaken by Ocon. Might get overtaken by Hulkenberg as well. Yes, he does. And into the pits he goes.
Boxing.
Realism wins.
Copy.
Well,
Good
realism might win the poll. Doesn't mean they'll win the actual. Doesn't mean they'll be right. Let's go another lap for Fernando, and then box him.
Copy. Box.
It's not great. Kimmy's in. Oh wow, Kimmy's coming in. We're not far from getting lapped. Max coming in as well. Another set of soft tyres going on.
Got Bottas
What
ahead.
about Max? What's he going to do? Is he going to go softs or is he going to go mediums? He's going mediums.
61 laps to go. Charge
So Kimmy's
on,
going to come out in
charge on.
P2 behind Norris. He's
Okay.
going to go a while yet before he stops. I wonder if Norris is going to go one stop, hards to mediums. There's George in P3 who has stopped. Look at the gap now to Oscar. Oh no, wait. The timings are off because the front runners have stopped. I was going to say that seemed a bit excessive to be that far behind. Last shout. I'm going to go one more lap. I already confirmed to pit on the next lap anyway, that's good. And I'm going to switch the strategy up. So we're going to go softs to mediums instead of mediums to softs. So one last lap to go, and then we'll end this pole. There we go. Albon's in. Perez is in as well. Can we get ahead of Perez here? Let's dump the battery in an effort
Mode
to
push.
try and beat him.
Yeah.
Started moving again, but we should get him. Oh no, he hasn't started moving again. That's comfortable. Very nice. Right.
To charge on.
Tyres are fired up.
Okay.
Now Perez is back on track. So, nice little gap. There is Fernando. There he is. Coming at the end of sector 2. We will be boxing at the end of this lap, so you've got about 15 seconds to get your vote in. If you haven't voted yet, 12 votes so far. It's currently 42% yes, 58% no. Will Stroll finish the race? So his tyres hit 30%, he hits the pit lane, and the pole is closed. So, the general consensus is that Stroll will not make it to the end. I'm not sure whether to be proud or disappointed with my chat here. Not a good stop. 3 seconds. I'm really just going to get out in front of Stroll. There he is. Potentially as close as Stroll is going to get to the back of Fernando now. Kimi is rocking up to the back of Norris very quickly here. Max, the gap has opened up to 11 seconds. That might be down to a little bit of traffic. It might be down to the difference in tyre compound. Just half a second between them last time round. Colapinto, is this his first or second stop? At 19 mediums, it might be his first stop. I thought Norris was the only one who hadn't stopped. Instead of hard tyres, a little early for a 1 stop. I think this might be a 2 stop here for Franco Colapinto. There's Fernando and Stroll. That was his first stop of the race.
Copy.
And Antonelli is now on the back of Norris. Has a look at the inside line. Norris left a little bit of wiggle room there for him, but he didn't commit. And Max has just taken a big chunk, 2.5 seconds out of Kimi. The new fastest lap, 137.7. 2.6 seconds quicker that time round. Kimi needs to find a way past Norris quickly. Gets himself alongside. Can he get the power down on the exit here? Still side by side as they go through the sweepers. And now he gets ahead. Question is, has he got enough battery to hold Norris off down the back straight? There is a good chance that Norris may come back with him, but his tyres are on the down cycle now. Just need to plug my phone in. Battery is dying. There we go. And already is 2 seconds clear, so that's pretty much game over in that fight. Let's see, Fernando, are we lapping quicker than Colapinto? Don't know yet. Possibly not. And how close are we to getting lapped? Well, there is Lance Stroll. There is Kimi Antonelli. So a few laps, and we'll be getting blue flagged. It's 1.2 kilos for a lap of fuel here, so I don't want to push too hard just yet and burn all of that reserve up. I'd rather save it for a little bit later. Does look like Perez is closing in. Oh yeah, look at that. He was 2.2 seconds quicker. 141.3 and 143.3. So 2 seconds slower than Alonso on that last lap. Stroll. And we are losing ground to Colapinto, who is pushing hard. So that also kind of indicates that he might be two-stopping if he's going that hard on those tyres right out the gate. .37.6, new fastest lap for Kimi. Now that he's got free air, he is looking very rapid. Max has slowed down a bit to 139. There is Kimi, just appearing behind Perez's Cadillac.
Okay.
Okay, Alonso ahead.
So we're going to be lapped with a little over a third of the race done. There's a chance we might get lapped a second time with Stroll.
1.0 behind.
Don't know about Alonso. See Perez hinting at pulling over, and then he does just there. So Perez pulls over in a really good spot. We're going to get blue flagged in a really bad spot here. Potentially. Well, actually, this might work out okay. We lift. We let him through. Let's go into deploy.
Mode push.
Try and get away from Perez again. Just a little worried that we might really lose a huge amount of time there. Thought we were going to get blue flags straight off the back of the banking, but we were halfway down the straight before we pulled over to let him through, so that's good. That could have been a lot worse. Alonso is slightly quicker. We've got some battery to spare, plus we've got a car closing in on us very quickly in the form of Kimi Antonelli, who is now 9.5 seconds clear as Norris hits the pits. And he goes softs. 2-stop. Started on hards and he's still 2-stopping. Bad decision in my opinion there. All that did was just cost him a load of momentum and position at the start of the race. When you consider that he was, ahead of Antonelli at the start of this Grand Prix, and now there is Norris. He's half a minute behind him. Yeah, not the smartest play in my opinion.
Copy.
All right, Lawson's in for his second
Charge
stop.
on.
If I can actually get him to stay still. There we go. And another set of softs. So this is a 3-stop
Copy.
for Lawson.
No more overtake.
Copy.
He will feed out just behind Stroll and Perez, so he's at the back of the grid. And then, I have to say, there's no way he'll take those tyres to the end. So another set of tyres still to come for Liam Lawson. There is Max in the background. Fernando is about to get blue flags while trying to punch his way through. Come on, Fernando, you got this, you got this.
Okay.
All right, can we keep Colapinto behind? Yes, yes we can. Excellent. That's P18. A lap down, but P18.
Okay.
And right on the gearbox of Valtteri. Colapinto did not come out of that well. 2.5 seconds behind already. So whether he just didn't have any battery to deploy or not, I'm not sure. Stroll and Perez swapping places briefly. Stroll stays ahead. Some good driving by Stroll there. Good defensive driving. Keeping the position when Perez is just nose slightly ahead. All right, Sainz gets past Behrman. Behrman's pace has been not very impressive so far this weekend, has it? As Colapinto is trying to find a way through. But we're trying to get past Valtteri.
Copy.
We're not close enough there, but we might be close enough on the exit of the banking here.
Copy.
Get the power down, get the power down. There we go. Good job.
Okay.
So, P17. And more importantly,
Okay, let's make the
we
most
got
of
the
it.
job done before Max turns up. So there's a chance now that Bottas and Colapinto will squabble with each other. Fernando may possibly have a chance to get away.
Copy.
It all depends on how this blue flag is going to work out. Max has already got past Colapinto. There's a big lift. Oh, Colapinto sneaks through. Oh, that was genius from Franco Colapinto. That was so... that was superb. He saw the opening and just slammed the power on and went straight around the outside of him there. Very cheeky, very clever. I like that. Clever driving.
Copy.
So Max will make the move up the inside. There we go. And now we need to punch the power again.
Copy.
So we can stay with Max and break away from Franco. Now taking the hat off again. It's too hot. I'm too hot. Sweating underneath that. Oh, there we go. Top up now. We've got the brake.
Okay, copy.
It's hot wearing a cap in these conditions for hours on end. Don't judge me. It's been on for 3 hours.
Copy.
Oh.
We're just too slow.
We still have a chance.
Stroll has been lapped by Russell, which has probably played a part in Perez breaking through and getting free. Now we've got Piastri closing in as well. There we go, letting Piastri through. Next it's Norris and Hadjar.
How is the dig?
Tires are starting to feel really good.
Colapinto is not going away, is he? Tempted to push, but we've got a group of cars coming up to be lapped soon. Bortoletto, Albon, Sainz, Behrman, Hamilton. Still down in 12th place as Hulkenberg hits the pits for his second stop. Colapinto gets past us. It's a bit annoying. And Lindblad's in as well. Hulkenberg will get out ahead of Alonso and Colapinto. Here comes Norris. Hadjar's dropped back a little bit.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Yeah.
Not a great place to get past, but we'll make do.
Charge on.
Yeah.
There is that group of traffic. And today's already cleared all of them. Max is working his way through them at the moment. What is the gap? About 4 seconds. See the gap that's opened up between Albon and Hamilton. Albon driving super defensively, look. was a 138.9 last time round and a 145.1 for Albon this time round. He's only 0.3 slower than when he wasn't getting blue flags. So, yeah, that gap has exploded. Again, Hamilton taking advantage of being able to race at a normal pace, while everyone else has to, keep an eye on their wing mirrors. Hadjar finally catching up. He's fallen so far behind, look. 8 seconds behind Norris. Been very slow in comparison.
Yeah, okay.
And that's Hamilton in for his second stop. Right, new pole.
Okay, now blue flag for Stroll, blue flag Stroll.
Copy.
Okay, new pole is up. Will Stroll finish in 22nd place? Which is the only place he can finish that's outside of the sponsor targets. Or will he actually finish higher than 22nd? Cast your votes now. Taking a little bit of time out of Lawson and Perez and Lindblad while they're all fighting each other. And they're about to get hit with blue flags for Isaac Hadjar as well. Let's give him a little bit of extra.
Let's use that K1.
Confirm.
Plenty of K1 available when you need it.
Yep.
Hadjar's past Perez. Again, I'll give you until our next round of pit stops to cast your vote. So once Stroll has made his second stop, we will end the poll. Lap 31.056, about to be lap 32. As Antonelli crosses the line now, there we go. He leads Max Verstappen by 8 seconds. Russell in third is nearly 20
Gap
seconds
is
behind
1.3.
Verstappen. Then it's Perez, sorry not Perez,
Lots of
Piastri
battling ahead
and
if
Norris,
it's possible.
fourth and fifth, very close to each other. Hadjar in sixth, Leclerc seventh, Gasly eighth. And then 52.5 seconds to Gasly in eighth. Sorry, to
How's the
Ocon
deck?
in ninth. Big gap there.
Start to struggle
As
with
Russell is
tires.
in.
Got no DRS.
Albon is 10th, Behrman 11th, Hulkenberg 12th, 13th for Sainz,
Charge on,
then
charge on.
Bortoletto, Colapinto,
Okay.
Alonso in 16th, then Hamilton, Bottas, Lindblad, Lawson, Perez, and Stroll. Where is George going to feed out as Hadjar hits the pits as well? He'll get out ahead of Charles Leclerc. So the Ferrari's not looking great at the moment. Hamilton way down the order of P17, having already made his second stop. Russell making his second and final stop, and still getting out ahead of Charles Leclerc. And he's going to be pushing hard now to try and undercut the two McLarens of Piastri and Norris. Meanwhile, those two McLarens are pushing in on the back of Fernando Alonso. Let's drain the battery. And Kimi's in.
Okay.
So the mediums to see out this race. He'll get out comfortably ahead of the McLarens. We missed an opportunity to get through there because the option to tick kept moving around. As much as I love that overlay, I'm going to have to get rid of it. It makes the actual attempts of overtaking so much harder than they should be. Through go the McLarens, and that's going to let Hamilton get right onto the back of me as well. Let's use up the last little bit of tyre here before we box on the next lap. Stroll's pit window opening up next lap as well. We'll start to push his tyre a bit more.
Okay, good job. Now pick up your pace.
Oh, no. Hamilton gets
Completely
through.
squeezed me at the turn now. Yeah, I don't know what to do, man.
Sounding more like Perez than Alonso. Whoop for old time's sake. Well, Alonso pulls off a fantastic double overtake there on Hamilton and on Albon. No, not Albon, Sainz. Hamilton gets back through again. We almost get past Bortoletto as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have more straight line of speed.
And Hamilton gets through, and now we get overtaken by Lindblad. So it's all going a little bit bonkers here.
Copy.
Down to 16th place. Albon, Sainz, and Perez are in.
Yeah, struggling. Copy. Yeah,
being
man.
overcut.
I don't have that pace.
You've done a leaderboard, have you? Let me have a look. Ocon's into the pits. Very old school. In at the end of this lap then, for Fernando, medium tyres to go the distance. Gasly hits the pits. How long till we stop Stroll? A while yet, so we can push there as well.
Mode push, mode push.
Okay.
Hamilton back up to 11th place. Max leads by 16.5 seconds, but Antonelli has made his second stop. Max has not. He will no doubt go to a set of softs, I would imagine. There we go. Alonso's tyres have died off just as he gets out of the hairpin. So we've timed that well, just like last time.
Books.
Not long left on the vote, if you have not done so already, as to where Stroll is going to sort of finish up, either 22nd or above. Again, not a great stop. Bottas comes in, but we'll get out of him. Oh, wow, that looked a much better stop for Valtteri than it was for us. Leclerc in the background. There's Perez coming across the line as well. And that is Alonso good to go to the end now. Let's get the tyres fired up. And then see if we can gain any places. Stroll has another couple of laps to go yet. Which Williams is that? That is Alex Albon behind us. Hopefully we can keep him at bay.
Management's good.
Running out of time to cast your vote on the second pole. We're only going another lap or two for Stroll.
We'll just see what we can do. Car behind us now, Sainz 1.1.
Right, and we're going to burn some battery for Fernando now. Well, we get back ahead of Lawson. Bortoletto is out just in front of us.
Copy.
And there's Sainz still stuck behind Stroll. Stroll's doing a good job of slowing the pace down in front of Alonso here. Absolutely massive gaps opening up.
Okay, copy. Understood.
Copy.
Right, we're going to box Stroll at the end of the lap. We've got to fight off a challenge here from Liam Lawson. Or is that Lindblad? No, it is Liam Lawson. There he is. Yeah, Stroll in at the end of this lap. Can I get away with a set of softs? Let me have a look. Might be able to squeeze him onto a set of softs. Yeah, that's great. We're a lap down. We'll go for it. We'll go for the softs. Might need that extra little bit of grip.
Box now, box now.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So Max is in. Max is out. He's behind Piastri, but only just. So that puts him, what, 17 seconds behind Kimi? Albeit with soft tyres to now worn out, well, not worn out, but worn tyres on Kimi. Norris has gone softs as well. There goes Charles Leclerc.
Boxing.
And into the pits for Lance Stroll. So we're going to have our work cut out for us here if we're going to get past the caddies. Let's close the poll down. So only 4 votes on this one, but 3 of you said he would finish last. Again, not much faith in Stroll. Understandable, I suppose. Let's turn the tyres down on Fernando before we cook them.
Copy.
There we go. So that must be Leclerc ahead of us.
Bottas ahead.
Yes, it is Leclerc.
19 laps to go.
Copy.
Right, Oscar's in. This will be for soft tyres. His final stop of the day. It's a pretty decent one. So right behind Isaac Hadjar. Let's go back to Alonso. Got a nice little gap to Lawson now.
Copy.
And there is Gasly coming up to lap us. That might be one of the reasons why we've got a little gap to Lawson. We are 6.5 seconds off the back of Bortoletto and co. We are in our target position of 18th. Higher would be nicer. But we will settle for 18th. Let's get the cap back on for the final stint. Now my head's cooled down a bit. Yes, there we go. Right. And Stroll has a lot of work to do. The tyres are coming up to temperature though. Let's see what kind of pace he can do on
Your tyre temps are good.
Yep.
fresh, soft tyres. Is that Kimi coming up to lap me a second time? Or is that... It is. It is, yeah. Right, well, we can push the fuel.
Look what I come.
Lawson gets through.
Now this is where the RB driver's involved. Can they squeeze by?
Oh wow, we just got hit with a drive-by.
That sees them
That's
move
the
up
blue
into
flag
18th.
drive-by. That's Gasly. No wonder. Stroll have to manage the tyres. Well, kind of. Don't forget we're a lap down as well. About to be 2 laps down, so they will actually be about 30% at the end of lap 55 when our race will end. And potentially have a little bit in reserve if we get lapped a second time. So we can make these soft work. It's just whether we're going to have enough pace to actually get onto the Cadillacs, who are fighting each other, so might hold each other up. But we need to find another position here for Fernando. The blue flag was not kind.
Plenty of K1 available when you need it.
15 laps to go. And we have it all to do with Lance. And kind of with Alonso as well. Because Lawson's sticking to the back of Gasly. Learning the lesson from last night. We're gonna create a restore point in case something horrible goes wrong in a moment. Not trying to tempt fate,
Yeah, copy.
just being a little pragmatic. Stroll has taken about 3 seconds, I think, out of the caddies on this lap. But he's about to come under blue flags again.
Charge on, charge on.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, but I think the heat wave has kind of reset my body clock. I'm actually getting tired a lot sooner and waking up earlier. So what time did I hit the sack last night? About 2:30. in the end was when I fell asleep. I slept a little bit short as well. That's weird. I could have sworn I woke up and then went back to sleep again. It's not recorded that. But I was up at 9, about 2:30 in the morning. I went to bed, or went to sleep, and then I was up at 9. Very, very unusual for me. I'm normally up till like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock minimum, and then sort of sleep through till midday. 138.3 last time around for Stroll. Now we're about to get this blue flag. You can see Antonelli's right behind us on the tracker. But we are lapping quicker, not that much on that last lap. Let's let Kimi get through. Have a little bit of time before Max closes in on us. Max is going quicker than Kimi, but he's not going quick enough to catch and overtake him.
Okay, charge on.
Okay.
And I'm struggling to see where we're going to get the pace we need to get through. We just have to go for an absolute all-out attack lap here, I think, with Fernando.
Okay.
We've still got a lap of fuel to play with for Fernando. Potentially might get a second lap put on him by Kimi by the end of this Grand Prix. Oh, Behrman's in the pits.
Copy.
Oh, no, the radio's blocked it. There we go. There's Behrman. Hold still. So, this will be a set of softs then. Come out behind the Cadillacs as well. Ooh, that makes things interesting. If he gets involved in that fight, that'll potentially slow things right down. And we've got the two Cadillacs as a nice little buffer before he can go after Alonso. And Antonelli's closing in as well. So we go back into P18. We're back into target position for Fernando. However, we're nowhere near with Lance at the moment. Your body clock's all over the place. You just sleep when you can. That's kind of how I was during the heat wave. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't sleep during the day. I would get little bits in there, but I was just exhausted the whole time. But since the heat wave broke again, these last few days, I've been sleeping at a kind of a normalish kind of time. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, Barrett.
Copy.
If you want a bit of company on Discord tomorrow, you know where I am. I have no plans for tomorrow other than having the match on in the evening. Won't be streaming.
Management is good.
Okay.
How's the tire dig?
Let's ease things down for Fernando again.
Yeah, it's okay.
On the
It's good.
tyres at any rate. Let's see how we do with Stroll. What's the gap? Can't see the gap because of the radio. There we go. Still 11 seconds. Antonelli's closing in on those guys now. Let's attack for a lap. And then we'll start to cool the tyres down as we get a little bit closer. Try and ease off some of that that tyre deg. Max starting to close in as well, so the last thing I need now is to have to lift off just as we're closing back in again. And oh, Colapinto's in the pits, so we're up to P17. I don't know if we'll get out in front of him here.
Charge on.
Copy.
Might do. Tyres, but he is going to be quick. This is going to be tight.
Out of the DRS.
It's going to be very tight. There we go. We're just through. Okay, so we're in target position just, but we're not going to stay there. The gap is now 7 seconds. Antonelli's got past Behrman and Perez. Valtteri yet to get blue flagged. And there's Max. And Colapinto just immediately straight through. It wasn't even close.
We need a back off.
Confirm.
Lindblad into for a late stop as well. So that's going to be another position gain for Fernando. P16 now, where it will be in a second. There he goes. Lindblad will get out ahead of Colapinto and Stroll. And there's Verstappen.
Let's keep going.
So again, we're going to get
Let's recharge a bit.
Yeah.
pulled over in a really bad spot.
Plenty of K1 available when you need it.
Okay.
Gap just shot up by 2.5 seconds. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do this with Stroll, but it's looking good for Alonso. It's looking very good. I'm not sure we'll get any more positions unless there's another late pit stop or a puncture. It's another race with no major incident, which I have to say I am a little surprised at. I thought there would have been something.
Okay, mode push.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do we see cars go flying off here at turn 7? Nothing there this weekend so far. Or even a big lock-up and into the wall at turn 1. And I do realise, yes, I am tempting fate here.
No more overtake.
Again, crashes with 2 laps to go. Well, we hit that save restore point, so we won't have too much to redo, unlike last night. We got 2/3 of the way through and had to start from scratch. There's 7 laps to go. And next car to lap us will be Oscar Piastri, and he's a way off yet. And they can see the gap has come down a bit. Partly because we've been burning the battery just to try and close up a bit.
Let's go charge on, please.
Yep.
And partly because of Max coming through. Seconds away from cars that are definitely quicker than us, with fresh tyres than us. But Perez is in that mix now, and so he's going to be slow while they're trying to get their way through. Lindblad does get through. I'm wondering if he used that blue flag trick to drive so easily. You see Colapinto all over the back of Perez. Looks to try and go around the outside.
The gap is 2 right now.
So this cam,
We'll
try and
totally
keep
catch
an eye
them
on
up,
things.
okay?
We still have 1.6 kilos, sorry, 1.4 kilos of fuel to play with for Stroll. Now that we're 2 laps down. Not sure I can push the tyres too much harder for Fernando. But a little bit. Stroll's tyres are looking okay. And there we go, the gap's getting smaller and smaller. Perez going very defensive. Very defensive, and now all of a sudden we are in with a shout of getting into P21 or higher again.
How is the tyre? How is the deg?
And there is the move from Colapinto, and look where we
It's
are.
a little bit real limited. Okay.
Now closing in. Antonelli is 11 seconds still clear of Verstappen. And then it's a 30-second
ahead.
gap back to Piastri in third. Once again, Antonelli has just been exceptionally quick today.
we get this
Max
race
has put
back
up a
to
good
somehow.
fight, a good showing to stay relatively close to him, all things considered. So still kind of hovering around that 3.5 to 4 second gap. Or we just lost a bit of time because we got blue flagged by Kimi Antonelli. Kimi will actually give us that opportunity to maybe push on a little bit. Oh, he's late clear already, but he's miles ahead already. Well, let's have a little push. See if those blue flags from Kimi ahead of us will maybe help us out a little bit.
It's okay. Let's just keep the pressure on. Move push.
Yep.
All right, we are right on the gearbox.
Okay.
Let's use the free air.
Yep.
And we're out of battery, damn it.
Back out DRS.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, charge on.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
just go a
Mercedes
bit
coming
slower.
Mercedes is there. It's way off. That's George. Timmy's there, just ahead of Fernando. There's Kimmy. Trying to stay close because Bortoletto slipped back a little bit, and I'm hoping that if we're close enough, we can at least get ourselves in striking distance. I'm going to leave Fernando's tyres on full push now.
We need to save some fuel because we're not going to finish.
We've got plenty of spare fuel. We're 2 laps down, so that's 2.4 kilos that we can be under fuel by.
Gap ahead, 0.5. No problem.
Is my aim to win the title with Stroll? Oh God, no. I'm getting rid of Stroll at the end of the season. I'm trying to rescue Newey, not torture him.
Gap 1.3.
4 laps to go.
All management looks good for now.
I have got one of the Ferraris coming up behind me. I think it's Hamilton.
Gap ahead, 1.2.
Yeah, it's Hamilton.
We still have a chance.
And that might be the key to us getting past Perez. Bortoletto has pulled away from us. Tyres are dying off.
Okay, copy. Copy. Copy.
Okay, charge on.
There's Hamilton lurking.
Lots of battling ahead. Anything's possible.
So Perez might be completely out of battery.
Charge on.
Lindblad is right behind Fernando. So we might lose P16. Not sure we can hold him off. Just trying to work out why our pace has suddenly dropped away. And yeah, that's why. There we go. Alonso is overtaken.
Okay, now blue flag for Stroll. Blue flag Stroll.
Yeah. Okay.
Mode push.
Copy.
Can push even more.
Behrman closing back in as well. He's just a second and a half behind, and Colapinto's right there as well. It's not a given that we are going to finish in P18 here for Fernando. not a given at all. This is our opportunity to get Perez.
Gap is 1.3. We'll just see what we can do.
God damn it. The thing moved and I ended up clicking the wrong button. And we missed the opportunity to get him.
Yeah.
Unless I can somehow squeeze... No, he's now attacking.
Out of DRS.
Yeah.
And we're at it. Oh, Ocon's punctured. Oh, that is huge news. That's going to give us a safety net for Alonso, and that might even give Stroll P21 as well, in which case that might become P20. As we try and muscle our way around the outside of Perez. No battery load.
Okay,
God damn
charge
it.
on, charge on.
Right, yeah, we're going to get past Ocon, and he's not going to have time to catch us. Is he going to box? Is he going to stay out?
We'll get back in this fight.
Can't tell. He's staying out because it's the last lap.
Confirm.
So yeah, that's it. We're guaranteed P22. We get blue flag from McLaren with Oscar Piastri.
Okay, gap ahead 1.5.
There's
let's make
Ocon.
the most of it.
So Stroll's going to make it. Alonso currently P16. Also looks like he's going to make it.
Copy.
Can we hang on to 16? Let's see how excited Stroll is at overtaking somebody with a puncture.
Yes! Yes!
He's so proud of himself for overtaking somebody whose car is broken. Oh dear. There goes Behrman. Antonelli has won the Grand Prix. I missed the pop-up. There it is.
Mercedes there, picking up the win.
You can't say they didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
And then we stay ahead to Colapinto, so it's P17 for Fernando. Not bad. I will take P17. It's one place ahead of the sponsor targets. And possibly as good as we could have done here this weekend.
Well done to you guys.
Maybe one place worse off, maybe. We wouldn't have done much better than 16th. Stroll gets home in 21st place.
Flag. Very
Ocon
tough.
is still rounding the
So just
banking.
remember when you come in, you go to P1,
three
wait
wheels.
3 seconds, and then P0. See you soon.
And he will eventually cross the line. A long way back. He's going to get lapped by Gasly at the death. Just to further rub salt in the wounds. Former teammate going past going, that's him. I can't remember the time that she's made that gesture. It's been many years. Ocon rounds the final turn and slowly trundles up to the line. Sparks going everywhere as he grinds that wheel rim into dust. and into powder. He crosses the line, and this race is done.
Today just wasn't Lance Stroll's day.
Well, I think most people expected them to really deliver here, but it's a disappointing finish outside the points.
A world-class performance from the Mercedes driver as they take to the podium to celebrate.
Their first win in Formula One, and hopefully a bright future lies ahead of them.
And that's the podium complete for the Chinese Grand Prix. So, Karun, with the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
They'll be disappointed. Neither driver really shone here, it has to be said, and there's quite a bit of work to be done, but they'll be well aware of that. Next round will see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see you at Suzuka, a firm favourite for the drivers.
So, confirmation then of the final result. It is a win for Kimi, winning the sprint as well. Art starting to imitate life. Just like China this year, Kimi has been unstoppable. Max in second place. That's very much against the run of reality. Got the fastest lap as well. Oscar gets third place. Also against the run of reality. We have not seen much from Oscar in real life this season. Definitely seems to be off to a better start in our campaign. George is fourth, Lando in fifth, sixth for Isaac, seventh for Leclerc, eighth for Gasly, ninth for Hamilton, and Hulkenberg gets the final point in P10. Ferraris have not started this season well, and look at the gaps here. You know, we had a 10.5 second gap there to Verstappen. He was 32.5 seconds ahead of Oscar. Back here, Gasly was 29 seconds behind Leclerc. And then we don't know how far back these guys were because they were lapped. So, yeah. So, P11 was Liam Lawson. 12th was Albon, ahead of teammates Sainz in 13th. Then Bortoletto, Lindblad, Behrman, Alonso in 17th. Colapinto, Bottas, Perez, Stroll in 21st. And last, with a puncture, Esteban Ocon. Everybody from Lawson on down, so the bottom half of the grid, was lapped twice today. Ooh. Into the Drivers' Championship. George still leads, having picked up 17 points this weekend. He's on 42 points, but Antonelli climbs 5 places. Having only scored 6 points in the opening Grand Prix, he's now on 39 as he picked up 33 for winning the sprint and the Grand Prix. Then it's Oscar, down 1 into third place. He's on 34 points. Max moves up 2. He's on 29, with Leclerc dropping down into fifth place with 28. And Norris down a place into sixth with 26. Hamilton down 3 places. He picked up just 6 points this weekend. He's on 18 in total. Hadjar has 14. Gasly moves up ahead of Albon. He's now on 5 points, with Albon 10th with just the 2. And then we have a point for Nico Hulkenberg in 11th place. And then the non-scorers, it is Lawson from Behrman, Sainz, Colapinto, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Alonso in P18, Bottas, Perez, Ocon down to 21st, and Stroll bottom in 22nd. In the constructors' standings, Mercedes, big points this weekend. They're on 50 points gained, 81 overall. McLaren picking up 32. They're on 60. So a 21-point gap opened up now. Ferrari on 46. Then Red Bull with 43. Fifth place, Alpine now have 5 points. Williams in 6th have 2. Audi off the mark. They're on 1 point in 7th. And then the non-scoring teams, it's RB ahead of Haas, who dropped down into 9th place. Aston, that's us, in 10th, and Cadillac in 11th. Let's check the pit stops. Did we get on the board here? Just 1 point picked up so far this weekend. We did not have great stops. 3 seconds and 2.9, which is effectively 3 seconds there for Fernando, and a 2.8 and then a 2.7 for Stroll. Not a good weekend for the pit crew. It was a good weekend for Red Bull, as you can see. First and second, RB in third, then Cadillac fourth, McLaren fifth, Williams sixth, Mercedes seventh, Alpine eighth, ninth for Haas, and Aston 10th. No Ferraris in the top 10. Did say that their stops did not look good, and that has been borne out. So, Red Bull climb 8 places from no points to top with 43. RB down 1 place into second. They're on 40 points. Cadillac are third with 30. Then it's McLaren with 25. We're down 3 places into fifth with 23. Williams have 16. Alpine with 10. Mercedes off the mark. They're up to 6 points now in 8th place, ahead of Audi, who also have 6. Haas with 2 points, and Ferrari moved to the bottom. They have 1 point. Both drivers achieved their targets, so we earned 757,000 and change. Let's head back to HQ and start prepping for Suzuka. All right, Gary Gannon goes up by a rating point just before we potentially get rid of him for Hugh Bird. Andrew Vizard also goes up by a point, 87 overall now. We are 2 weeks away, 11 days away until we get to Suzuka. We've got 2 mil in the bank. That's about to disappear if things go the way I think they're about to go. Something purple in the inbox. That's probably Hugh Bird's contract negotiation. Ooh, excuse me. Big bit of gas there. Right, let's get the camera back on. Let's dive into the inbox then, shall we? Oh, no, it's not. It is a resolution of this already. Wow. And it has not gone well. So those guys are going to be grumpy with each other for a little while. That's not good. Ricardo, I think, has terminated response with us. That is a shame. We'll try again at some point soon. But we'll let that cool off for a bit now. Stats survey results. Negative mentality for Lance. Everyone else is neutral, apart from Stoffel, who is unusually chipper, and Taito, who is developing very quickly. I'm sure Honda will be very pleased with that. So, let's see. We've got no development going on at the moment. I'm going to wait on that, but we are going to spend a little bit of cash to add in an extra underfloor and an extra side pod, because we were not making any spares on those, just one for each car. There we go. Let's advance time. Something in the inbox. Low stock there. Still waiting to hear from Hugh. Alright, there we go. All side pods are done. All underfloors are done. So, let's give a little bit of extra pace to Stroll. There we go. Something purple. This might be Hugh. Please say yes. Please say yes. Please say yes. Oh, it's another counter offer from Stroll. His demands seem to be getting bigger and bigger with every failed negotiation. Right, we're going to cancel the negotiations because he's too grumpy at the moment for us to get anything good out of any offer. So we'll hang off on that for now. And maybe try a little bit more aggressively in a month or so. We still haven't heard from Hugh Bird. That is really frustrating. I was hoping we would have heard from him by now. Still in negotiation. We'll hear from him, my guess is, afterwards. He's down to negative mentality. It's going to be warm, no rain expected for Suzuka. Struggle to say Suzuka then. Suzuka. Let's take a quick look at the forecast. We're going to have wet weather on the Friday and the Saturday, but it will be dry on the Sunday. This is it this week now for our Aston playthrough. We would normally be streaming this tomorrow as well, but because it's the World Cup semi-final with England versus Argentina kicking off at the same time that my stream would, I'm just not going to stream and actually enjoy the match. So we will instead be back on Thursday at the usual time, 8 p.m, for the next round of our 2013 playthrough with McLaren as our Schumacher challenge improves, and I might even wear the new Schumacher cap for that on Thursday. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. If you have, give us a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. And if you haven't yet done so, why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Be sure to click on the bell for notifications on new live streams, posts, videos, anything that drops on the channel. And of course, I will see you all again on Thursday, 8 p.m, for the next round of our 2013 playthrough. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. Enjoy the World Cup semi-final tomorrow. I'll see you all again very soon.